And I would like to tell my viewers a brief introduction about you and me as well. My name is Sulekha Chandra, founder of Gyan Paradise, and today we have our guest in this knowledge series, esteemed Dr. Nitin Arora. He is a professor at Amity Business School, popularly known as Happiness Proctor. I must say that. He's heading the Amity Center of Happiness at Amity International Business School, Noida. He is the author of Pebbles, Consciousness Pebbles, and an upcoming book known as Happy Five. Please do look forward to the relaunch of the book. And I must say that he possesses vast experience and has served several prestigious institutions like New York Institute of Technology, Jordan, Talal Abu Ghazaleh University, the College of Business, Bahrain, Asia Pacific Institute of Management, and he has also been invited widely as a keynote speaker by many prestigious organizations. And he has recently co-authored 2 more books called as Happiness Shastra with Dr. Anurag Batra and Dr. Gurinder Singh, and Your One Life with Mr. Yogesh Kochar. That is fabulous. Welcome, Dr. Nitin.
Thank you, Sulekha ji. It's an honor.
Such an impressive profile, and I must say, you are creating legacy and inspiring millions of people. I'm one of them.
Thank you so much. The beginning has just started. The beginning has just started.
True. I would like to ask you this. What was your inspiration behind having Center of Happiness and having learner-centric, initiatives that you have taken around this particular subject? Happiness can be learned in a new way. There can be a deeper sense developed about happiness. So would like to know more about it.
Just wanted to say, this is something like somebody is making a sweet, a kind of a person who makes sweet. First of all, he is collecting all the raw materials. And then the time comes for making the combination of all the elements he has collected into a kind of a formula. And then he presents to people. So it is just like that. So there are many reasons which were available for us. If we see as a person or as an individual, we see anything, there are millions of reasons around us. Few of them, if I want to say it is, there are tough times right now. There are tough times which are going on. This is one very reliable reason, or you can say unfortunate reason. It is there. People are waiting for that, something. Then there is, we always see, I am teaching for last 17 years. So for last 17 years, I always see there is a rat race going on. There is a race going on. People are not willing to stop for themselves. There is a train which they are about to miss. Something like this attitude is there. Something is about to miss. Somebody is going to leave them. Somebody is going to drop them. There is a race going to catch. Then if we see there are office politics, there's also one reason. This is a known phenomena among all the literature of organization behavior, howsoever you say. So this is also going on. If I want to say, then there are some people who are waiting for the magic to happen. They're waiting. There is a movie, I remember, there is a movie called Waiting for Godot.
Waiting for Good Oath.
Godot, Godot. This is the German word for God.
Okay.
Waiting for Godot. So it's a silent movie. People are waiting for God to come, something like that. So the whole movie, action is there, but the action is a kind of a waiting action. There is no direct action. It is a passive action. You are waiting. So people are waiting for something good to happen. So if I see all of these raw materials of reasons and all that, then we were starting, when I see my students, they're always assignments, they're talking about reasons, kaisa job ka kya hoga, business ka kya hoga, but there is no talk among the colleagues, there is no talk among this, how to at least be stable. There are things coming to the mind, things coming to the emotion, things coming to us, but that is, if I want to say, that is unstabling. So if there is an unstable factor inside us, even if we want to buy a car and if there is a wobbling in the tire, we immediately go and get the wobbling removed. But the inner wobbling is there, which is nobody concerned about that. People are going with the wobbled mind, wobbled emotions, wobbled spirit and all that. This is a tough thing. So sometimes students say कि sir कुछ करते हैं. So I am doing for many years. If I say since 2003 when I am teaching, I remember I was doing the sessions on mind, something on relaxation, something on hypnosis, something on means self-hypnosis, something even on memory improvement, means tools for removing. It means I'm saying from the day one when I was there in the university, I was in Punjab, Rayat and Bhara, 2003. So since that time, I am doing something or the other in the classes, whether session on creativity, sessions on creativity, how to be creative thinker and all that. Since my first assignment, if I say my first joining in academics, since that time I'm doing something or the other. So raw material was building up. But yes, wherever you go, there is something or the other requirement. You can say after 17 years, something like that, an opportunity happened and I got a kind of approvals that you want to start something new. I said, this one, Center of Happiness, as simple as that. Because I don't want to start a center of marketing, center of finance, center of IB, center of and all that. It's like if when you buy a laptop, you are not buying what we say application program. You are buying a OS, like a Windows, something like that. On the Windows, you can put anything and it will work it out. Similarly, happiness is that kind of a OS, operating system of your life. If it is functional, you can play any app of your life. You want an emotion, you want a mind, you want a body, you want spirit, you want seeking. If this thing is working, if this thing is not working, you can talk about God, you can talk about your books, you can talk about your relationship, you can talk about your body. All will be wobbling, all will be doubtful, all will be, you won't be convinced with what you are saying. आप खुद ही believe नहीं करोगे आप क्या बोलना चाह रहे हो. You might publish a book, you might say anything, but you yourself won't believe that from inside, deep inside, you won't believe that. So it is with this idea, we said, let us build an OS system. So that OS is nothing but the Center of Happiness, where we talk about the foundations and we don't concern whether you have marketing, you have finance and all that. Everybody want to be happy, right? It is just that the OS is wobbling. Imagine the laptop is always wobbling, and what will you do with the Zoom or the Skype and all that? They won't work it out. So Zoom is a good app. Everything is a good app. But if the Windows is not working, what are you going to do? It won't work it out. So you will always want a solution for the foundations. Unless that foundation is there, so things will not be reliable, whatever you will be doing. So that was the, if I say, somebody has said, okay, inspiration or perspiration. So it is inspiration only 1%. Remaining 99% is perspiration only. So simple point is there is 1% inspiration, that is an insight of your own happiness, and you have got a key. This is the key, something like that. If somebody gets this, then it is. But wo key insight sambhalna, batana is not an easy task. You tell anybody, do you want to be, I was hearing something, question was asked, how many of you know money will not give you happiness? Almost everybody raised hand. Okay, yes, we know money don't give happiness. Then he asked, how many of you want more money? Everybody raised hand. Double hand. There's some two hands. They raised one hand for they know money don't give happiness. But then he asked, how many of you want more? They both raised both hands. So that is a kind of clarity that people, if I say, inspiration is there, but perspiration to get the concept clear, or you can say the foundations questions clear, something like that. It makes perspiration. So since I started, I was 23. I am now 41. I didn't have a beard. Now I have a beard. Still work going on. Still perspiration going on.
Awesome. Really an interesting journey of how you started it as a, we have always heard centers of excellence, centers of innovation, but center of happiness is really an innovative concept in itself that I would like to compliment you. Let's move on and let's know your insights about How do you link happiness with deeper understanding of the work and the economic performance of organizations?
Okay, let me tell you one small short story.
Okay.
There was a man who wanted his son to marry the daughter of the richest man of the world, say Ambani, suppose in India. An Indian man who wanted to get his son married to the
Mm.
richest man of the India, say Ambani's daughter or anybody's daughter, richest person. So he was a smart guy. What he did, he went to the World Bank. He said, please give the director position of World Bank to my son. He said, why? He said, because my son is going to get married to the richest man's daughter. He said, okay, done. Give it to you. He gave it. Then he went to the Ambani. He said, I want my son to get married to your daughter. He said, why? Because he's the director of World Bank. He said, okay, done. So now imagine, now in this case, there was the beginning of an inherent lie. In the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
there was an inherent lie in that. It
True.
was the inherent lie which was converted, which was not harmful. It was
Mm-hmm.
not harmful. It was just that the process started.
Process started.
The process started with a lie, but then it built on to a different level. Now you can say that he is not director. He is director also World Bank. वो भी truth है.
Mm-hmm.
Is he not married to the richest man's daughter? वो भी truth है. That's also truth. But the beginning was that. But it is just, I'm not saying that the lie is important. I'm saying some ways you will start at some less profound statements. You will start your life at less profundity, something like that. It will be very casual. It will be just like a thought coming to you. Lie means, in my meaning, is it is unapproved facts, or you can say desired, just a desire. So desire, I will say. So there's a desire that you want to do something bigger. So now if I say all these organizations, whenever we think of organizations, I was reading one thing in recently World Economic Forum.
Mm-hmm.
First time they invited a spiritual guru. I think it was Sadhguru or maybe Ravi Shankarji. They were invited. And the question was asked by a top businessman to Sadhguru and other people, okay, why you have come? What are you doing in this World Economic Forum? And he answered very wisely. He said, what is the purpose of your organization? He said, my purpose of the organization is to spread the well-being to the society. He said, what is a society? He said, society means the collection of individual. He said, who takes care for their happiness, their well-being? He said, we don't concern with that. We're not concerned with the individual level. He said, if the individual is not happy, the collection of unhappiness will not be happiness. So unhappiness plus unhappiness is not equal to happiness. So he said, well-being is the reason of your existence, and well-being for the individual is reason of my role. So economic forums are nothing but the portals, or you can say the platforms where you can talk about the well-being. So I talk about the well-being of individual, you talk about the well-being of the society, and the government talk about the citizens and all that. So it is in that level. So all these economic forums or all these economic organizations, if you want to imagine, they would be working on some kind of a service, or they are working on some kind of enhancement of well-being of society at basic level. So if they are doing it, that means what? That simply means is they are playing a trial and error game. Means there are many products and services which were launched 50 years back. Now they don't exist.
They don't exist.
They don't exist at all. It means with time they were born and with time they are gone for a 6. Similarly, if I say there are many products which we are using like WhatsApp and this and all that, they are just new babies. They are just new babies, right? So these babies which are being coming up nowadays, they will be again leading, how much of them will survive? That is the whole question. Today's CEO may not be tomorrow even employable. He won't be even employable also. So happiness is so ingrained. Do you think somebody who's a CEO of today any organization, will he be happy if he is not employable? Can he beat his chest and he say, okay, I was the CEO of this organization then, I was the prime minister of the country then, I was then, and all that. Can he continue with that level of happiness when he's not? Even people don't want to change their titles. We heard few countries where when somebody lose the presidency, he don't want to leave the
Titles, as we see in the case of Trump and Joe Biden.
he don't want to leave the office. It is just that point that there is a kind of a pain which comes when you lose entitlements, when you lose some kind of possessions, when you lose something which you had it, which you relished it, which you were empowered with. So that way, if somebody is having whatever, if I take something that I said in the very beginning, I said, okay, if happiness could be given to you by somebody, it means he can also take it back. If society can make you a president or a prime minister or anybody, society can take it back also. So, but you should remain the same. There's a story which I love the very most is there was a Zen master, and he had one son, 21 years old, wife, and one day his son died. So when his son died, 21-year-old, he was not even crying, not even crying. Then his wife said, I wonder why you don't even shed even one tear when your son has died. He said, why should I cry? When he was alive, I did my full. I have no regrets that I missed any element of my love for my son. Now, if my son is no more, I am the same as when he was no more, when he was not born. I am the same. I am the same. So this kind of a maturity means you do your level best when you are alive and you have no regrets. So this, if you want to think this way, economic performance of organization, if I again want to relate this, is with the services. Whatever you made it, whatever products you make it, whatever services which make it, they are dependent on the demand of consumers. Either you be happy that they want it and you became successful, and if they don't want it, then don't cry. Then don't cry. So if it is, if the I remember one tough fight between Jio and other telecom companies. So these companies were saying that because of one company, Jio, we suffered losses.
Okay.
And this man answered very wisely. He said, sir, you are a businessman. When you make a business, you're a businessman and you make a business plan, did you plan my coming? Did you included in the risk factor a person like me coming in the environment? They said, we can't imagine. He said, then you are not a good businessman. You have to mark all the risk factors and include into your business plan. And you didn't include my coming. So it is not my fault. It is your business plan fault. So this logic means whatever will happen, it will happening because of this kind of a logic that you don't have a right business plan, or you are not ready for the new coming, whether a new virus or a new Jio company or maybe a new product. So BlackBerry was there, then this phone came, then this phone was there, a new phone came and all that. They have to plan for the next virus or next breakthrough or next innovation. Innovation will kill it out. Once it comes, it will kill the old versions. So you have to be ready. So I say in my mind, all these companies, normally they play a snake and a ladder game. This is my happy five, right? Even in the life, even in the organization, they play a snake and a ladder game. And I will just say shortly about two elements only. One is some kind of a attitude. Snake bitten means snake bitten, you're snake afraid. What is that point is? Simple point is they will be launching their products with lot of fear factor, because it's like a baby, newly born baby is being covered with the kambal and all the quilts and all that. Usko thanda lag jaye, something like by the mother. So the mother want to go to a party and the baby is newly born and she says, isko thand na lag jaye, so let me cover it up. So if there is a fear factor of large amount, so that product will not grow. There is also a theory. There is also a theory that people who are born in winters, they are more comfortable. They are more less prone, means they will not take much risk. They will remain always comfortable. Those who were born in the summers, they are more open, they are more strong, something like that. There's a theory. It means even the environment will prepare your body accordingly. So this is one idea. Snake bitten or snake affect products. It simply means is that those services, those who are launched or those who are existing with the fear that if this happens, this happens, this happens, what we will do. It means they don't even have an idea of what to innovate next level. They don't have any idea. They have no clue. They are just living with this. This is the one God gift of Vardhan. We have it. Now, if something goes wrong, Bhagwan bachaye. And the second one is kind of a services which are ladder lover. Which are ladder lover, means ladder seeker. Like a snake, Saap Seedi hota na ma'am, in the Saap Seedi game, snake ladder, there is a ladder, there is a snake bitten. So there is a ladder lover. So the people who always play this game, they always want a ladder. That ladder is nothing but the breakthrough. Means whatever level game you are playing, let there be a breakthrough in your services which can make you to a higher level. In the snake ladder game, there is a limit to 100 only. But in the life, there is no limit. Either you will get bitten or you will get a ladder. So this life game continues. So happy fine will continue. The only thing that is remaining is how much symbiotically you are attached with others. Suppose if I say the oil goes, suppose if I say the oil goes, when the oil goes, all the beauty products of women goes. Because they are made from oil. All the creams and vanishing creams and all that, they are oil made, right? The types of versions of kerosene and diesel and petrol, they all disappears. So they all are attached with one. When this goes, then diesel truck goes, petrol cars goes, the industry whole goes, because they depend on that. Then Elon Musk will succeed. He will not depend on that thing. So there is a chain of symbiotic relationship in a business. If one thing fails, the other one will fail. Something like that. So is the happiness concept, how much it is embedded. So either it is, we should be playful. That yesterday I heard the news was Elon Musk. I think he got that launching that re-entry of his satellite, or maybe the what he was sending. When it was coming back to the earth, it blasted. Blast means $200 million gone, finish. As simple as that. He lost it. So he said, I didn't lost the money, I got a good experience. Now I know where we lost it. So this is one attitude. This is one kind of risk-taking ability which somebody can have it. It means, is he a happy fellow? Yes, from my perspective, he's happy. Did he had a pain? Yes, he also had a pain. So it is, happiness is not just that you will not be painful. It is not that all pains will go. No, 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 no. Pains will be there. Discomfort will be there. Pleasure will be there. Joy will be there. It is just that you can still move forward. That is the ladder. That is the ladder. So it means you still want to climb. I remember his story about when he wanted to start his all those first launch. He said, "Ke my 3 failures happened in that launch of that interspace and all that." And the third failure, he said, "I have money only for the 4th launch. If my 4th launch fails, I will bankrupt. What to do?" He said, "Let's go." And in the 4th one, he succeeded. He said, now I succeeded, now I can get back everything. So this kind of a ladder movement of a attitude, this is a happiness kind of a attitude. Means how much you can take it. Even in that movie, what we say, that Bouting movie, if you remember, where Rocky Balboa. There is a movie, Rocky Balboa, and they had, I don't know if you have seen that movie. Have you seen that movie?
No.
So Rocky Balboa is one movie in which the hero, he was a boxer, and he said one dialogue in that. It is, who is the best boxer? He said the best boxer is not that who can give a big punch. The best boxer is that person who can take punches and still get back. He's the best boxer. So similarly, it is happiness is that kind of a person who can take up all the pains, all the discomforts, and still he is the best one. He's still normal, he's still okay. I was reading about one more person about from somebody. He said, "Okay, even if we think of Lord Rama, we worship Lord Rama, right? So even in the Lord Rama story is a wonderful uh, interpretation that I have heard ever. He said, okay, Lord Rama life, whom we worship, his life is a serial disaster. Lord Rama's life, if you read read his book, means Ramayana story and all that, you will see times upon time he has failures and failures and failures and failure. Whether he lost his kingdom, he lost his wife, then war. Once she comes back, again she's gone. He was about to kill his son also in one of the war, and so on. And then again he lost his Lakshman brother in when he was meeting with the death of Lord of Death. He was meeting with that, and the condition was this: no one should come. If anybody comes, he will die. And Lakshman by chance came in that meeting. So he has to die. So when he dies, he said, no, I'm done. I will also go. So if you want to see his life is a life of disasters. But then he says, okay, why we still worship him? We still worship him because he maintained his calm and composure and his life balanced despite whatever happened. He says, okay, if anything of that kind, even 1% of this happens to anybody, people will collapse. If somebody's wife runs away, what will you do? So somebody's, you are about to kill your son, two sons whom you have not met. So what are you going to do? So this kind of an idea is important. Okay, organizational leaders, who are the torch bearers of any organization, they should be in that frame of mind and how much they can take it. And this is tough. This is very tough in nowadays because the reserves are going out with time. People are taking 3 months, 6 months, 7 months. It's going now. 1 year is almost done. So how much happiness they can generate? So happiness that we're talking about organization it is individual should be finally or basically happy. Uske baad, whatever happens is a bonus. This is just a bonus coming for him. Whether you get a good wife, good husband, good organization, good title, good contribution, anything, that is a bonus. But basically, if the foundation is not happy, you will mess up the whole sequence. You will mess up the whole chain of events. If you are not happy in the home, you will mess up in the organization. Something like that. And if you mess the organization, you mess the nation also at some point of the time. You mess the nation.
Very well said.
You mess the
because
nation.
Organizations are nation builders, and if it falls somewhere, that nation suffers, definitely.
Today I was having a viva of my students, so it was on a human values. So they have to work with the NGOs. So some of them have to have to do something on getting charity done. So people donate. Donation hoti hai. People donate to the NGOs. So I asked him one word question. Do you know the meaning of word donation? Do you know the meaning of donation? The donation means what? Charity. Donation means what? Giving money. I said, no, think again. Donation has two words. Do nation. Do nation. When you say you make dishes or you do something for nation. So initially पहले टाइम होता था कि हम दान बहुत करते थे, बहुत दान करते थे. We never say donation. We say दान. तो वो दान वाले वर्ड को उन्होंने उठा के कर दिया है डोनेशन. So think that logic. If we think we have to build a nation, we have to do dan, or nowadays it is called as donation, something like that. But it is ultimately building your own nation. So every activity should be from that perspective. दान भी कर रहे हो, आप दान इसलिए कर रहे हो कि आप खुश हो, कोई घर में मेहमान आया है, आप कुछ कर दो उसके लिए. Simple point. So organization का भी वही role है जो role individual का है, but वो enhanced है. The scope of giving is more for organization. The scope of giving for an individual is little less, but it is the same mindset which continues. It is the same mindset which will be a politician and a statesman have a difference. Politician simply means a simple negative word we assume. The same politician, if he becomes a statesman, he is a nation builder. Similarly, difference between is there between, if I say, uh, a businessman and an industrialist. Businessman means somebody who takes care for his own business. Industrialist mean who builds the nation. Similarly, there's a difference between outcome and output. Something like that. We are talking just now. We are just talking right now. So we have a good output of question answer. You ask me one question, I answer you one answer. So one question is output, one answer. But outcome of this multiple questions is should be bigger than these 3 questions or 5 questions, whatever you're going to ask me. So outcome should be much more bigger. Similarly, it is the intention of happiness is not just output. I don't want to see just a smile on the face or a laugh, teeth coming on the face, something. Outcome of the happiness is a infrastructure building of happiness. That is the means. It is not that I am just happy and then you are not happy. If wherever I go, wherever you go, you touch some people, I touch some people, and this chain reaction starts. And then whatever work I will do in my company, whatever work you do in your company, you do your best, I do my best, and we still value each other. And this will build the nation. So this is one idea I wanted to say. Okay, this snake and ladder game is going on of happiness.
Incredible.
Something like that.
Incredible, Dr. Nitin. In fact, when you said the outcome should be bigger, it reminded me of butterfly effect. That right now you and me are talking, but we don't know in what part of the world, who after watching this will get inspired, and whatever he may do is definitely a contribution.
That's up to the time to decide.
Exactly.
We do our best here. We do our happifying here. That's all.
But I really admire this idea that when students listen to these words, do and nation, and this concept of dan, nation building, this is profound. And these are the basic value systems that we need to build in students. I would like to ask you, since you're having Amity is having, I think, a lack of students, Amity group of institutions.
Sorry?
Yes, Amity group is having over a lakh of students.
175,000. Almost
1,75,000 students.
Yes.
That is huge. And we would like to know from your experience, what have you observed? What makes students happy, being Amitians?
First, a general answer, full attendance and no classes. A general answer that makes them happy. If you ask a mass majority anywhere in the world, so attendance is a barrier for them. Class learning is a barrier for them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was their idea of happiness when there was no corona. When there was no corona, right? Now there is no university. Attendance is still there. Classes are still going on online. Still there is a worry in them. Still there is. Still now they are more worried. They used to say, even there are many employees nowadays. There was a time when they say we want to work from home. Now those employees are saying we want to come to office. We want to come to office. Please allow us. Please allow us. Similarly, students are asking, sir, college कब जाएंगे sir? कॉलेज कब खुलेंगे सर? वो बातें करते हैं सर, क्लासेस, सर घर बहुत हो गया सर, घर बहुत हो गया सर, now no more sir, something like that. So it is initially, if I say in general, in a lighter note, it is the attendance and the no classes that they make them happy. But then this was the context. This was just the answer of happiness based on the assumption that if the conditions switch, they will be happy. Means they were thinking कि अगर attendance मिल जाए, classes नहीं हो, घर में पढ़ लें, notes पढ़ लेंगे, net से पढ़ लेंगे, internet पढ़ लो, online पढ़ लो, they will be more happy. Now you ask, there is a disease of webinar. If you say somebody attending a webinar, people think he is sick person. He's a sick. Means daily he's attending 5 webinars, 6 webinars, learning all the time on net and all that. Now this laptop is bothering them. Now this laptop is bothering them. Now there are many people who have issues in the eyes also, watching laptop too many things. So if I say students' happiness was on the assumption that if this thing happens, we will be happy. Now they have no college, classes are there. So, and they can switch off the camera also. Now professor cannot see whether you are in the camera, not in the camera. So what are you doing? You don't even need to answer unless it is a very hard professor who pulls your leg and say, open the camera. Else I throw you out from the class right now, online option you have right now, like in Zoom and all that.
Okay.
So unless you have hard professors who will make you even open the camera, you will be unhappy again. Your happiness nowadays is in switching off the camera. So what is their level is their understanding. But yes, this is the statement given by students who are avoiding learning. This is the one. There are some students who want to learn. So when I see about those, in my almost 17 years of teaching, they love the professor, even if he talks nonsense, but he talks with his heart and his life speaks on that. His action speaks on that. Then they are willing to listen him. They listen to him. They just listen to him. वो कुछ भी बोलेगा, जोक सुनाएगा, बातें करेगा, कुछ भी करेगा, वो सब सुनेंगे. वो सब का सब सुनेंगे उसका. उसके पास ही जाएंगे. भली उसके even if he is teaching subjects for 1 credit, they will go to this person. They will not go and talk to any other professor who is even teaching 10 credit hours. नहीं जाएंगे. Because they are getting a vibes कि whatever this person is doing, उसने अपनी life में उतार लिया है. And I remember one example from Oxford. It is this Queen Elizabeth. One time, it's a big news. One time, Queen Elizabeth, she called the professors, I think from University of Oxford, and she said, okay, I want all the professors of economics and research, something like on operation research and all that, on forecasting professors, they should say sorry to the nation openly in the media. And the professor said, why we should say sorry? She said, it's a very bold statement. She said, the country was about to come in recession. Means the country now is in recession. Why couldn't you predict? You teach forecasting, na? You teach forecasting in economics and all that. Why can't you predict it? Or why haven't you predicted this coming of recession? What is the use of getting so much high salaries and all that when you can't save your nation? What is the use of your knowledge only for organization? Use your knowledge, very limited one. Then they have to say a sorry. They said sorry. So this is one thing. If you want to say authenticity, whatever we are doing, uska scope kitna hai, uski wo depth kitni hai. I am not a professor of marketing, so I am no more in this area, I can't say. But yes, when you attend session of Kotler, I got one chance to attend one session of Kotler recently, very recently. It was a webinar, I was invited. So I attended that session. It was an online session only. And he was talking about happiness to some other level. He was saying something about not ethical organization, he said good organization. Okay. Something like good organization. So he says ethical organization is little limited idea, but good organization is a kind of organization which is making an attempt. A continuous attempt is there that you maintain the goodness, a fair balance, something like that. There is no hiding. If you make a mistake, you say sorry and then you move forward. But if you don't say sorry and you made a mistake, you are not an authentic person, not authentic organization at all. Say sorry, move forward. But if you're avoiding it, so one point is students love authentic people, whether it is a staff member, whether it is a faculty, whether it is a dean, whether it is the policy, they will say openly, sir, policy ne ye achhi baat hai, bahut achhi baat hai, hamare yahan pe hi hai. At MIT, they always say, sir, we have the best things we can assume right now. Second thing which I always say is students always love the best teacher. I got a very wonderful example, Sulekha ji. When you are in a hospital, do you expect the doctor, on a very funny note, do you expect a doctor to be handsome or to be caring? Means handsome or curing, I mean to say curing. Do you want to stay with the doctor and say, wow, good doctor, let me stay ill for long? Or do you want a doctor to be such, no matter you don't see his face? Or do you want, like, means he just cures me and I just go out? What do you want?
He just cures me and I leave the hospital.
That's all, right? Similarly, students also say similarly, sir, okay, there are some segment, those who are pleasing, pleasing simply means uh, they are not curing the disease of a student.
True.
They will remain unlearned for long. Even the report of Narayan Murthy, he has given very long time back, I think few years back, they say कि majority, almost kitne, 60%, 70% students are unemployable. It means the same example. Example is the same. Example is what? They are still in the hospital name as university. And the doctors means teachers are pleasing. They are not curing. They're not curing. So if the cure would have been done, students would have been employable. And I would like to emphasize one wisdom of, there is a very famous person, Lao Tzu. Have you heard of Lao Tzu? Right. So something like, I think Lao Tzu or Chungatsu, one of the wise man was there. So a question was, there was a king at that time. He said, Lao Tzu, I heard you are the very wisest guy of the world. I want you to be my minister. I want you become my minister. He said, sir, you will be in problem. If I become your minister, you will be in a problem. He said, no, what problem I will have? He said, okay, I will see my problems, but you just become my minister. He said, okay, I'm done. So he joined as a minister, and the first case comes to him. And the case was this: there was a man whose house was robbed by his own servant. There was a house in which he was living, and his own servant robbed him. So the case was simple: the person has to be punished, and the money who has stolen has to come back. As simple. So this case was given to the Lao Tzu. He said, I want to check your wisdom. What will you do? He said, simple, sir. I will punish the person whose house is robbed. And I will give the money as a punishment from this man whose house is robbed to this person who got robbed, who robbed it. He said, what is this answer? You are helping the thief and you are punishing the owner of the house. He said, yes, if this man who has robbed this house, he's living in his house for 20 years. It means this man has made his life so despicable, means so miserable, that he has to opt for stealing. So it is not his fault. It was his fault that he has not treated him as a good family member. He said, okay, case solved. Next example. This is my good example, again a good example, if I can imagine. Look at the wise people's stupidity, or you can say the wise people way of looking at the things. Doctors. He said an example of like a doctor. He said, patients are so many nowadays, and this can be applicable even nowadays time. I don't know how to apply, but yes, if this idea moves on, this will be a breakthrough. I can just imagine even now if something happens. So the idea is very simple. They said how to reduce the sickness of the citizens in the world. How to reduce it. Simple point. He said, we have doctors, we should open new hospitals. As simple as that. Open the new nursing homes, open the new colleges, medical colleges, and open that, produce more doctors. He said, no, 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 no. Lao Tzu said, no, no, no. This way it doesn't work. He said, what is the solution? He said, simple answer. He said, all doctors will be on the payroll of the king. No patient will pay him money. Doctors will be paid on a payroll of a king. No patient will pay him money. Anybody can come and anybody can get treated from any doctor anywhere. The doctors will be paid only by the king. He said, what is the point in this? The point is very simple. The rule is there, if there is any patient in the vicinity of the doctor, the salary of doctor goes less. If there is no patient in his vicinity, his salary goes double. His salary increases. So now he will ensure to get more salary. He will keep on doing efforts so that his patients are not in society. As simple as that. This rule was literally implemented in that country, and that was removed after a few years. So if you see doctors, this is one logic. This is one logic. We can blame the system. Okay, doctors are good or they are not good. Some people have this logic. Okay, they charge us more and they do this. But who is standing now in front of the death, corona, or the life? Doctor standing right now. So you cannot see just only one side, see the both the sides. But the system has to be developed such a way, if you want sickness to be removed, this system is a happy system. This is happy fine. This is happy fine, right? So you don't have to just think only one-sided. You have to think like a full circle. And now think on that. So this is the best teacher, the best doctor, the best family person, the best sister. So students love only the best, something like that idea. They want anybody who literally cares for them. So the doctor who tells you that this medicine is not suitable for you, you have allergies, the patient loves the doctor because he's thinking more about him. But if he's just thinking of making money, not a good doctor. So this is one. One more joke, if you allow.
Yes, yes, please.
So the joke is this way: there was a doctor who was getting old, and then one day he said to his son, "Beta, son, I am now getting old. It's time for you. It's time for you to take over my clinic. I'm a psychiatrist. Take over my business and all that." So he said, "Okay." So he became the in charge of the clinic, and he came after 1 month. He said, "Papa, please give a pat on my back. Give a pat on my back." He said, "What happened?" He said, "Father, you were treating one patient. You were treating one patient for last 30 years. I have cured him in 1 month." He said, "You are a big fool. How do you know how I was paying for your tuitions and your Harvard and your trips and all that? I had just locked the patients under me, that's all. But you had opened up that Pandora box." So this is one way you can think. If people are doing this way, this is one logic. Students can feel it. Are they being locked up or are they being freed on? Means something like a doctor. Are you making them cured or are you putting them in a kind of a vicious circle? So students always love that kind of option. So this is what they think. Are they getting skilled or are they getting sculled? Sculled means something you're putting in the brain only, that's all, but not skilled. भरे जा रहे हो, but कुछ निकल के नहीं आ रहा है. So students think this way. Happiness, authenticity is one. They love people who are authentic, and people who are authentic, they somehow become also the best one. Something like that, in short.
Incredible, incredible insights, Dr. Nitin. I'm sure that whosoever will watch this video, be it students, be it scholars, be it corporate leaders, there are lots of learnings that you have given us through stories, especially through your stories. And the way you have given this analogy of doctor and patient, and how students love authenticity and they can feel whether they are getting skilled, whether they are getting value, whether the teacher really cares for them. They can sense it. And that's remarkable. Thank you so much, Dr. Nitin, for taking your precious time and sharing so many learnings with all of us. I deeply appreciate you. And on behalf of Ashish Sen Consulting and Coaching Knowledge Series, I deeply appreciate and express my gratitude to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rekha ji. Thank you so much. Thank you.